Kirby, 400 episodes. What a hell of an accomplishment and a testament to not only the knowledge you provide everybody in the promotional products industry on a weekly basis, but your commitment and consistency in doing so. So, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations. The question I have is one I've always wanted to ask you, and I don't believe I have. You've done 400 interviews, and I know sometimes when you end those interviews, there has to be a question you wished you would have asked. So, the question I have for you: what one interview would you like to redo because you missed an opportunity to ask the right question? And also, what was that question? Kirby, again, congratulations on 400 episodes. Here's to at least 400 more. Thank you for all you do.
Bill, thank you so much. And Bill, obviously my partner in crime, doing podcasts together. So I appreciate this question, appreciate your friendship. So I'm going to redirect a little bit because I can't think of a specific question that I haven't asked. But what I would say, and part of the reason, and not because I'm such a great interviewer, but because we've kept such a tight format, which is sort of what I've talked about with Josh, is like creating something you recreate. Generally speaking, I know the questions I'm going to ask before I start. So I feel usually pretty good about an interview going into it because I know that I'm asking the questions I want to. And it's not like 60 Minutes where somebody hops up and leaves in the middle of an interview and I wish they'd asked. Usually people have been gracious enough to answer all my questions. But it does remind me of the episode. I had the pleasure of interviewing Seth Godin a couple times on the show, and he is one of my heroes. And he's one of those people who I reference all the time. He makes me think. The first time I did it, I had sort of gone into it with questions that I wanted to prepare. The second time was more interesting to me because he was coming out with a book, and he said that was the reason he was going to do the show. And generally, everybody, I give questions in advance. I said, hey, here are the 3 or 4 questions I want to ask you. Well, Seth didn't want those questions. And he said, I've got a book coming out, but he didn't tell me what it was titled, and he didn't tell me what it was about. Or maybe he did tell me the title, but that was it. It was when he came out with This Is Marketing, which I have right over there. Well, I didn't know the hypothesis for the book. I didn't know sort of what his thesis for any of it was. And so I had some questions like kind of queued up, but it was one of the few times where it was truly just a conversation where I got the opportunity to just pick his brain and then try to ask intelligent questions without kind of being overly prepared. And if I go back and watch that one, my guess is I would have some questions that I could ask him again. But I also think he's one of those guys that I could have on every week and I'd have more questions for because he's just got so much insight. So I hope that answers your question, Bill. I don't know of a specific questions or specific guest. I think the other piece that I would also say is for me, it's more about additional guests. I'm constantly thinking of other people because I've been blessed with some of the amazing people that are on today and many others, but I'm constantly interested to talk to new people. I've talked about Gary Vaynerchuk, would love to have him on the show someday. And different guests like that. To me, that's more of what I would like to see than a specific question that I missed, if that makes sense.